North Korea's increasing missile technology is causing anxiety in USA, Japan, and South Korea, and potentially the whole world. Tensions are building up continuously. War is seen as inevitable by Kim Jong-un, the little rocket man as Trump sees him. Trump has threatened to completely destroy North Korea if his country is forced to defend itself or its allies, which are South Korea and Japan, calling it a great threat. North Korea's foreign minister had accused Trump of declaring war on his country. He further added that declaration of war means all options will be on table for North Korea. US has dismissed North's accusation that Trump has declared war and called it absurd. But recently, it has become clearer that World War III will happen and is going to happen sooner or later. But how would it start? What weapons would be used? And how will it end? These are the questions I am gonna answer in this video. The war would likely to be started with a bomb by North Korea on US allies or Guam. US is unlikely to start the war because it would have catastrophic consequences and America knows it. So let's start with North Korea. What are the options on the table? North has a short-range submarine-launched missile, medium-range ballistic missile, intermediate ballistic missile, and intercontinental ballistic missile. According to US intelligence agencies and the Pentagon, Kim's regime has 30 to 60 bombs and an ICBM of range 10,400 kilometers or 6,500 miles, capable of reaching the US territory, which is just 5,500 miles or 8,500 kilometers. Though it is still unclear if the nuclear payload of missile is enough and its capability to survive re-entry. But if not, it would develop it in the coming time. Short-range missiles has a range of 1,000 kilometers, 620 miles or less. It is more than sufficient to reach US allies, that are South Korea and Japan. Hwasong-12 has a range of 4,850 kilometers or 3,000 miles, which is capable of reaching the US military base Guam in the Pacific. Additionally, North has several missiles which could easily reach the US main territory. Kim Jong-un stated that all US is now in its reach. North Korea has bombs of destructive capacity much more than even the atom bombs used in the Hiroshima-Nagasaki apocalypse. It has mainly two types of nuclear weapons. These are hydrogen bomb and the atom bomb. These are H-bombs and A-bombs. A-bomb rely on nuclear fission, the splitting of extremely heavy elements to release energy. It is 100 times more destructive than the little boy used in Hiroshima. But the most destructive bombs in the world after the Tsar bomb is the hydrogen bomb, which has destructive capacity of 700 times that of the atomic bomb. North's first target is Seoul, the South Korean capital. An estimated 2 million residents of Seoul would be killed if a North Korean bomb strikes it. Every building within 500 feet of the epicenter would be disintegrated, and anyone within 1 mile would immediately suffer third-degree burns. An estimated 620,000 would die either immediately or over the following weeks and months as a result of exposure to the radiation. Electromagnetic pulse would immobilize all electronic devices. An area of Seoul with a circumference of more than 2.5 miles would experience total destruction, with fires raging across a further 11 miles in all directions. After all, it's US turns to give a concrete reply to the North. Pentagon has deployed high-tech radars to keep a watch on the North Korea missile launch. It was the first thing US did after the threat of Korea appeared. The radar, whose home port is Hawaii, has been deployed several times to monitor the missile activity, but it can stay in the sea for only certain undisclosed period of time. SBX is sent north of Hawaii and stationed about halfway to Alaska for an opium spot to track potential North Korean missile launch, headed for Alaska, Guam, or west coast of USA, and North Korea has no radar system of its own. But the gravest threat over the North is the B-2 Spirit bomber. It is said that a single B-2 bomber is enough to take over the entire Korean army. Its speed, accuracy, and stealth can never be matched by Kim. It was developed to take over the United Forces USAF vital penetration missions able to travel deep into the enemy territory. The B-2 is a flying wing aircraft, meaning it has no fuselage or tail. The blending of low observable technologies with high aerodynamic efficiency and large payload gives B-2 significant advantages over the previous aircrafts. Stealth capability provides greater freedom of action as the bomber evades enemy territory air defenses. Currently, only Russia may have the radar technology to detect the B-2 as it reflects the radiations and radio waves falling on it in different directions and not back to the observatory. But North Korea is much far behind in detecting even a normal fighter aircraft. B-2 has a speed of 95% of the speed of sound, that is 0.95 Mach. Its range is 11,000 kilometers and has excellent payload of 18,000 kgs. B-2 can be able to deploy a huge number of nukes and bombs to the Korean peninsula, turning it into rubble. So, one B-2 Spirit bomber is enough to end Kim's dynasty and nuclear ambitions. B-61 and B-83 are the most powerful thermonuclear gravity bombs developed by USA in the 1970s, and these are the primary thermonuclear fission bombs in the US cache. And these are extremely powerful. These are 800 times more destructive than the Fat Man deployed in the Nagasaki. The war is likely to have a tragic end for all: USA, North Korea, South Korea, and Japan. The economy of all these countries is likely to set back enormously. Considering the US military compared to North, it may be a permanent end to Kim, and even a more humble person may become president of Korea after war, abolishing the isolation of the peninsula. On the more optimistic side though, the war may happen, but the missiles launched may be countered by defense systems such as THAAD and Aegis, thus reducing the destruction scale. Whatever may happen in the war, but it will not be pleasant for the global affairs and the international cooperation.